Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a genuinely fascinating analysis by international media expert Dr. Dalia El-Sherbini. We're going to explore something that affects every single one of us every single day. How the media doesn't just report on our reality, but actively shapes our very behavior, our orientations, and the mental images we hold of our society. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by your newsfeed or wondered exactly how information impacts national stability, this explainer is going to break down how that entire machinery works. Dr. El-Sherbini lays down a foundational premise here that is pretty hard to argue with. She states that no one can deny the power and importance of the media in society due to its ability to shape the orientations, behaviors, and mental images of the public. Media is this invisible force. It's the lens through which we view the world, and it is actively building our perception of reality. Okay, let's dive into this. We're breaking the analysis down into 4 key areas today: the power of media and danger of negativity, ethical responsibility and building awareness, media and national security, and finally, the strategic vision for media development. Starting right off with Part 1, the power of media and the danger of negativity. Dr. El-Sherbini gives a really stark warning about sensationalism. You know the drill. Scrolling through feeds and just seeing a constant barrage of murder, theft, panic, and hyper-controversial cases. When media obsesses over this stuff, it actually creates a totally distorted mental image. It completely fails to reflect the true fabric of Egyptian society, which is fundamentally rooted in authentic values, rich traditions, and deeply inspiring humane models. And there is a massive cost to this negativity bias. By keeping everyone locked in a state of constant anxiety and disgust, both traditional and social media platforms end up completely ignoring urgent citizen interests. They totally miss the boat on highlighting the state's efforts and the real pressing issues that we actually need to be focusing on. Moving on to our second pillar, ethical responsibility and building awareness. Now, what's really interesting here is how Dr. El-Sherbini defines serious, sober media. It's not about clickbait, it's about a strict ethical responsibility. She outlines 5 key traits. First, an unwavering commitment to that ethical duty. Second, transferring events with total transparency and objectivity. Third, absolute neutrality. Fourth, steering clear of exaggeration and intimidation. And fifth, never ever omitting facts or adding misleading details just to hype a story. Because at the end of the day, media carries a monumental burden. It's literally responsible for raising societal awareness, especially when we're talking about the youth. When media acts responsibly, like by highlighting real state achievements and backing up stability, it does so much more than just share information. It actually builds national unity and cohesion. It strengthens the very bonds of the community. This brings us to Part 3, media and national security. This is where the analysis zooms out to the macro level. We're talking about 4th and 5th generation wars. We aren't talking about tanks or traditional military force here. These are modern conflicts explicitly designed to target the psychological stability and awareness of a society. The weapons, rumors, disinformation, and digital manipulation. Essentially, your own awareness is the new battlefield. Dr. El-Sherbini maps out the key non-traditional threats to national security right now. We're looking at the rampant spread of societal rumors, highly organized media disinformation campaigns, those 4th and 5th generation warfare tactics we just touched on, and even awareness around the dangers of illegal immigration. Responsible media is literally the primary shield against all of these non-traditional dangers. Which leads us right into our final section, the strategic vision for media development. So, what's the solution at the state level? The analysis highlights some major recent developments. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi met directly with Prime Minister Mostafa Madbouli and various state ministers to issue a very clear mandate: the immediate, coordinated development of both the public and private media sectors. This proves just how seriously the impact of media is being taken at the absolute highest levels of government. These presidential directives give us a crystal clear framework. Step 1 is tight coordination between relevant state entities to make sure everyone is perfectly aligned. Step 2 is keeping pace with the incredibly rapid, tech-driven developments in the sector. And Step 3 is crucial: actively utilizing qualified specialists to make absolutely sure the messaging going out to citizens is entirely professional and effective. And as Dr. El-Sherbini points out, this is part of a much bigger, ongoing timeline. Looking back to the inauguration of the Octagon Strategic Command, the president made it a point to prioritize objective media dialogue based on mutual respect. Today, we see that ongoing mandate for bringing in real specialists. And moving forward, there is now a dedicated annual review meeting set for every December 3rd,
purely to review the state of Egyptian media, tackle the challenges head-on, and keep pushing the sector forward.
That wraps up our explainer for today, but I want to leave you with a thought to chew on. We've just seen how media literally shapes reality, defends national security, and requires massive ethical responsibility. But you are the one consuming it. So how can we, as a society, and you as an individual, actively distinguish between purposeful, objective media and harmful disinformation campaigns in your own daily digital life? It is absolutely a critical skill for the modern age. Thanks for hanging out and unpacking all of this with me today.